Cunningham here. I'm here at Ferrum Snooker Club, recording my learning portfolio video with my student Robert Chapman. I've just gone through the risk and health and safety checklist. Nothing major there. So we found the loose hook on the bottom section of the table, so we've removed the rest and notified the staff member. Also, there's COVID-19 processes in place that need to be followed. There's government guidance along with club guidance, which we just go through now after an introduction to Robert. So Robert, if you want to come here and introduce yourself.
Yep. My name is Robert Chapman. My phone number is 07875 074 931.
Okay. So we're just going to have a quick chat first about the health and safety and the coronavirus topics there. So first of all, that when you come into the club, you have signed in and tracked and traced. We've used the hand sanitizer on entry. We're using our own equipment here today. We also have a flow system that when you come into the club, you come down the sides. When you're going out of the club, you're going up through the centre. Alright? So other than that, we've also decided that when we put our stuff away, we're going to put it underneath the table area, so that the area surrounding all around the table is clear, there's no obstructions, and that's going forward when you play your matches as well. Alright, so let's just have a quick chat about what we're going to do today. It's from our lesson plan, lesson 1. We're going to redo our initial lesson that we done. We'll just have a look quickly at the exercises so we know back where we are again. So the first exercise we're going to look around here is the queuing straight from the red ball curriculum, which is exercise number 1. The second exercise we're going to do is 15 reds. So we're going to look at, in lesson 1, we're going to look at the fundamentals. We're going to start to try and apply some of these fundamentals in beginner's lineup while also looking at your decision making and some of your cue action, because we get the cue going in that section. In the green ball section, we're going to have a look at Tristan, follow, and screw back. Alright, and finally, we're going to just go through and fine tune again using some of the principles we've checked from earlier exercises on the brown ball curriculum. And that's going to be playing the blue up the spots, up and down, and making the pen on the white. Difficult enough, but we can get that. Yeah. Alright, so going forward then, we're going to give you some score sheets that you can keep track of your practices. Alright, so let's go and we'll have a look at red ball 1 and have a look at your cueing. Alright, just for the video there as well, this is the notes that we've taken on the health and safety and the risk assessment. Alright. Alright, so Robert, if you'd like to queue up to the whiteboard there, we'll just have a look at you walk into the shot and your stance. So just get you to bring your bridge hand slightly forward up to the D line. V on the D, yeah, that's it. Now you just look at your backhand here. Making sure your backhand is nice and parted back to the wrist. Alright. Yeah. Alright. So just a quick note on the stance. So the stance with checking from your heels here. Feel that? Quite shallow. So you bring your leg here out a little bit more. That's it. Okay, you can play on shot there just to get a feel of things. See where you're hitting that. Alright. So if you stay down on the shot bar, you play the shot just to see the whiteboard return to the cue tip again. Alright. So trying to get that bridge hand consistently on that line, the D of the bridge hand and the D line. That's it. Lovely. A bit harder. Just do one more. Slight bit of swing on that one. Alright. Okay. Alright. So walking into the shot here, Robert's on the line, feet on line with the shot, the traditional style. And what we'll do now is we'll just review the both styles. Alright? Okay? Alright, good job. Alright, so I'm just going to review both styles of stance again. So, remember we said when you were standing to the right hand side as you look at things, it was on the traditional style with your right foot on the line of the shot, yeah? Alright, so traditional style or modern style, we said that it's always best to start closest one cue length away from goal, yeah? And we said that we start our sighting our pre-shot routine from there. So the first part of our pre-shot routine is the first thing we do when we're approaching the shot or the start of the thinking process.
Look at the cue ball.
Can be. What's the first thing you do before you shoot? Always.
Drop the cue back.
No. Before you do that.
Place your bridge hand out.
Before you do that. Pre-shot. So before the shot. Or you're still up.
Leading to the table.
Before that.
Look at your feet.
Chop your cue.
Oh, drop the cue. Okay.
Yeah. First thing you do, and this is the start of every shot, is chopping your cue. Yeah. All right. So make sure you chop every time. Because now you're trying to start to build up a routine every time you come to the table. So you're always looking to start. Start the process. You're starting, and always starting the same consistent process to make you more consistent. Yeah. Because if you do the same thing all the time in the same way, you get better at doing it. Yeah. All right. So let's start again. So you chop your cue. In the traditional style, right foot on the line of the shot, starting about a cue length away, slightly more is okay as well, as long as it's consistent. As you come down then, you're bringing your left foot across for balance, your right foot straight, slight bend, sometimes the taller your players need to bend the knees a little bit more to get down, so slight bend, and get your V, bridge hand on the D, and the Q-tip right up to the cue ball, yeah? Alright, so then we said that the modern stance, yeah, is slightly different, and this main difference is your sighting, yeah? So you, on the traditional stance, you're on the right, but in the modern stance, you're on line to the shot, so you're standing in on line to the shot, yeah? So in this case, and it's very different to the traditional, because remember we said you don't break the line when you walk into the shot on the traditional. This one, we break the line. We have to break the line, put your foot down. Okay, so you're taking a small step in, and you're taking a small step across. Yeah, and then you're coming down onto the shot again. Now the fundamental principles again, your V of the bridge hand on the D, and the Q-tip up to the cue ball. So there is common parts that you can see straight away and show them your cue balls from the start. Yeah. Alright, so do you want to demonstrate me both styles? So, if you want to demonstrate walking in, so starting a cue length from the cue ball and drop the cue as well, yeah. So what you can do is, well, just shout out what you're doing as well, yeah? So, you say the process to me again.
Okay,
Start
so,
talking over there,
yeah, so, cue length away,
yeah? Yeah, excellent.
so step in,
Yeah, on the line of the shot, yeah?
left leg out,
Yeah.
and then into
Bridge hand, yeah?
knuckles over the
Where's your
line.
Q-tip? Tip on the way.
Just above centre.
Excellent. Alright. Okay. So, in the modern style now, yeah?
One style stepping across now.
Yeah, so you're
Across the line.
Yeah, so you're on your line of vision now this time, so if you imagine the black spots there, yeah, wherever you think in your mind when you stand there, directly straight with that, with your two eyes straight, on your line of vision, that's where you're starting from, yeah? Alright? And that's why you're breaking the line, because your foot's going across, alright? just side it there from the centre with your cue out. Alright, so step in a little bit more. Alright, hang on a second. Bring this reflection. So don't step in yet, just stand in the side position.
Okay.
Alright, so
And then step in.
cue on your belly button. Alright.
And step in.
Alright.
Okay.
Yeah, get you to do it one more time. So stand in. So, yeah, that's it. So, that's it. Walking on it across and down.
Okay.
Alright. So you said you feel a lot more comfortable in the traditional style of last time. Probably still now. Yeah. So we just went into exercise number 2 now. Alright. And what we'll do in exercise number 2 is we'll try to use some of these fundamentals that we've just gone through again in exercise 2. Alright.
Okay.
Let's give it a check. Cheers. Alright, so our mission here is to get 10 of the 15 reds.
Okay.
If you like, I'll let you just have a free go at the first attempt. And I'm gonna watch your cueing while you do that. You can start off ball in hand. And then I'm gonna make things difficult for you after that. Alright, as if they weren't hard enough. No problem, okay? If you like to do like we've done another time as well, it's just to call out the shot that you're playing as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
Well, red into the centre, red on the blue spot then.
yeah,
Screw that.
screw back.
And this red, follow through.
Yeah.
This red I'll stun across.
Okay. I'm just going to put you back to that red. Put you back in the same area. Roughly here, yeah? Now, by coming across this area here, you've got more options after the red. I know you didn't make the red, but had you made the red, your white's coming down here, so you've got two reds to go for. Whereas if you pop this one here, or this one here, and let the white run through, now you've got 4 here, and maybe 2 here. So it may have been a better option. So if you want to continue on from this.
Okay, this red then follow through
Soft
into
ball
the
through that.
corner.
Shot. Sometimes taking a more difficult pot slightly will make a lot easier position for you.
Okay.
So just bear that in mind. So
well, take this one, follow through.
okay. Okay, that's all right. Just want to get you back again.
Okay. Yes, I'll take this one now.
Yeah.
Still across.
Alright.
Okay.
Just one more for me.
Follow through this one. And well, follow through this one as well.
Yeah. That's it. Okay. Alright. We'll stop it there and we'll start again.
Okay.
Now, one thing that's quite clear, Robert, that I can give you some help with is when you're playing the shot, quite many occasions. Show you from here. When you're addressing the shot and you're playing a follow through, you're starting to decelerate on the shot. So basically, what's happening is your hand here, it's coming back and it's slowing down as it comes towards the ball, and you're not getting any follow through, which really affects the performance. Alright, so what you can do is shorten the backswing for these softer play shots and play through with a bit more authority. So I'll just show you an example there, right? So line the ball up. Instead of a long backswing back to here, we're going to play it with a short backswing and still a pause. So short backswing, pause, and push through the shot. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Let's try one or two of those before we come back in again.
Okay. Well, stop this one.
So try a follow again now, like I was just saying. Just roll through. So play it with a shorter backswing and a good push through. Push through a bit harder. Alright. Just not always using the same pace. So the good advantage of when you start using this is that you'll be able to judge the pace of the shot a lot more by the amount you bring the cue back. Alright, so yeah, try again. Push the cue right through. So your cue arm here, yeah, should be finishing up at your chest, so well past vertical. So remember we said you start vertical, bring the cue back, and finish past. Yeah.
Follow through.
Yeah. So the cue's coming towards your chest. Alright, that's much better. Alright. I'll start you off again. Alright.
Okay.
That's excellent. That's good improvement there. 4. You can focus on that when you come to the shot. Alright, wherever you want to start from.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll start with this one.
Okay.
Just follow through.
Follow through. That's a lot better.
Okay. I'll play this one
Yeah.
and screw back.
Shot.
And this one here, follow through.
Yeah. Got it. That's alright. Yeah.
Okay. This one there.
chalk your cue as well, yeah? Every time, yeah? So,
Well, this one here, I'll follow through again.
yeah.
And this one I'll stun across. Yeah, this one here, follow through.
Yeah. Got it to the
Oh, this one in the middle then.
Yeah, okay. Put it in your pocket, that's it. Cue left to right. That's it. That's alright. We'll do it one last time, alright?
Okay.
And I'm just going to show you something that you can bring into your practice routine as well. And a good little test as well for future. Alright. So what you're going to be doing this time is you're going to be picking one area of your technique that you want to work on, okay? So if you're changing one area, for an example, if I'm working on my getting my cue length right, my stance, starting position, you say to yourself, alright, I gotta get my stance correct, set up correct. I get 5 points for doing that, right? If you miss the red, you get -1 point. Okay? So what you do then is you pick a different topic every time. So say this time I say stance, the next time I might say getting my cue tip close to the cue ball at address, yeah. Maybe the next time you say I need to get a sharper backswing with a good follow through. Another time you might say I need to get a pause into my cue action. So this way you don't know what you're going to do every time, so it might be different from every time. So you're tricking your body. If you're having particular trouble with one area, you'll find that you start to do them more as you do this exercise more and more. So when you get, we'll go for 7 first, then you introduce 2 aspects. So now you might say I need to get the stance and a pause, right? And then I get 5 points. So you can get 5 points every time if you do the parts right. So it's focus is not about the balls or what the balls are doing. The focus is on doing parts of your technique, so that will get you better faster, because people get frustrated when they're looking at the balls all the time, and if they're not putting them down, they start to get frustration. But this way, it's a better incentive, I think. I think it works very well. So if you want to have a go at this, I'll call out what your target is, or your objective in the first ball every time is.
Well, I'll start here.
Alright. And so for the first one, I'll get you to chalk your cue first, alright? Alright. Okay. So you play the red as normal, try to get on.
Just follow through.
Yeah, follow through. Okay, because you chalked your cue, you get 5 points, and because you potted the red, you get an extra point. That's 6. Alright?
Okay.
So this time I'm going to get you to concentrate on getting your stance 1 cue length away, okay?
Okay.
Alright, excellent. Alright. That's it.
Through back, yeah. Follow through.
Follow through. Start again. Yeah. Excellent. I was going to trick you there and not say anything. Okay. Now another trick on this exercise is that if you get caught very straight on the red in the centre, it gets difficult, alright? But that's fine. So this time I'm going to want you to concentrate on the pause in your technique. So I'm making sure you've got a pause, yeah?
Okay.
At the backswing. So play the balls in sequence again, whatever you like.
I'll play this one, stunning into the corner.
Yeah. Yeah, control it also. Alright. So did you pause there, do you think?
I think I did.
Yeah, very slightly. So remember, the aspect is about the part of your technique, not the balls, because the balls are feedback. Yeah. Alright.
Okay, well,
Okay. So this time pause again. Yeah. Make it more pronounced this time.
and I'll screw back.
Yeah. Alright. Alright. This time I want you, it's a difficult shot. So I'll let you have a, just jog the cue again, yeah? So what you can do as well is try to introduce them, all together as you feel comfortable, yeah?
Okay, well, just this is the middle, roll it in.
Yeah.
And I'll stun this one across.
Yeah, this time you can concentrate on stepping into the shot correctly. So leg on the foot on the line of the shot. Yeah, so it's stepping in the normal, in the traditional style, right? So stepping in on the line of the shot is normal, yeah? Okay. Alright. This time follow through like we were discussing earlier, yeah?
Okay.
So less far back and no more push through the cue, yeah?
Stun across.
Yeah. Alright. That wasn't a great follow through that time, so you'd be
Oh.
-5, yeah? So play that shot again for me. Good job. A little bit better, but you don't need to bring the cue back so far, yeah?
No, I realised that when I was down on the
Yeah,
shots.
that's alright. One last time, so
We'll follow through.
follow through again. So starting the process again. Alright, that's better. Shot. Alright, so next one now would be focus on chopping the cue again.
Well, this one into the middle, I'll stun it.
Yeah. So, just a quick point to make to you there, when you do play shots to the middle like this, when you hit them quite hard as you hit that one, it makes them a lot harder for you to get them down, yeah? Because it's not very forgiving. Sometimes you have, in the club tables, you have a strong nap on the clod as well that pulls the ball down if you hit it too slow. But yeah, that was quite a firm shot that time.
Yes.
Alright, so we'll leave it there. It was a tough enough exercise, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't easy.
Yeah.
Everything to focus on.
Yeah, that's alright. So what we'll do now is we're just going to isolate and we're going to work a little bit on your follow through, alright?
Okay.
So we're going to do stun screw follow here, alright? Okay, let me just get you a stretch out. So, alright. So if you just, as normal now, again approach everything as normal. We're going to work on the stun shot here. On the view, yeah?
Stun shot.
Yeah.
Two rests. I'll stop setting up the bombs.
Yeah. Good. Alright, so I'm chopping the cue again, start the process. Cue left to right, slipping in on the line of the shot. Can you hear me well over there? Yeah,
just about.
yeah, yeah.
Stun again.
Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, get you to come from this side this time. And it's very important that you practice both sides of the table. You tend to find that a lot of players are better at one side than the other because they practice the same side all the time. So keep the variation and then keep practicing both sides.
Stun again.
Yeah, let me just make sure everything is on the board. Yeah. So you notice that with the stun shot, it's quite a punchy action in compared to a long flowing shot. Yeah. I'm going to get you to try in a minute to play a long backswing as well as stun, just to show you the difference. Shot. Alright, so we'll have a look at that on the pin case because it might be a little bit tight on time.
Okay.
Oh, what you thinking?
So, get that one as normal there, and then I'll show you the variation.
Stun again.
Yeah, so stun again.
Stun run through.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's terrible.
So you cued through the ball that time very well.
Sorry.
So press into the white, yeah. So. That's it. A little bit softer. That's it. Okay, so I said I'd show you there as well. The difference when you have flow and action, yeah? So remember we were saying earlier that if you go to the white there, I'll show you one there.
Keep going.
So wait, okay, yeah. So what you're going to be using is, so this is neutral and down, yeah? You're going to be bringing your backhand back. And the cue back to here, rather than all the way back, yeah? Because a lot of the time when you bring it all the way back and play it through, your hand starts to stop there. So the cue is coming through and it's finishing maybe here, yeah? So this hand here, the cue arm, isn't coming all the way through the shot, yeah? When you play with, when you play it a little bit less, bring the cue back.
Oh,
Follow through more.
Yeah, you follow through more, yeah?
Okay.
Alright, stand up again. see it's quite hard to control that.
But shorter backswing there.
Yeah. So. Is it a little bit softer? Alright. So either a little bit softer or higher up on the white. So you played centre ball that time, yeah?
Higher up.
Or lower down, sorry.
Oh, lower down on the
Yeah.
white.
No, go for it. You get the progression stage.
Okay, perfect. Now, you can see there's two different ways to do this, yeah? And you'll see when we come to the screw shot, then point the difference, alright? So you can do that one more time. That's right. Okay, too hard. Bit softer. That's better. Alright. So, the point I'm trying to make to you here is that when you punch it with the stun that you're playing your traditional way, with the cue coming to a stop abruptly like this, the punch shot does work sometimes better in screw, but on stun. When you move to screw and follow, it's very, very difficult to get the control on the cue or over the cue ball and then aspects when you stop like that, because it encourages jump shots and poor quality follow through. So when you hit the ball in this manner with a reduced backswing, you don't have to hit the ball as hard. So when you play the shot, you can play the shot softer with a shorter screw back, but with a shorter pullback, but with a better, smoother,
Generating more power.
generating lots more power. So you need a lot less effort, which will stop any unwanted movement also on the shot. Because if you move a little bit on the shot because of this punch through, because you're coming through smooth, there's a lot less movement on the other parts of the body, yeah? So, I think you play it from the other side. We're moving to follow and screw in a minute. Alright. So, start soft and work your way, yeah. Soft stun, yeah. So, start softer and then work your way up, yeah. So, short to backswing, better follow through, yeah. That's it. Alright, good. And again.
Well, I'm not horrible, mate.
Softer again. Just make sure it's straight. Yeah.
I see.
Thanks, sir. Alright. So just a little bit softer again. Alright.
Well, here's a tasty yogurt. Freshly microwaved.
If you come on the black now.
Why they give it butter with bread as well. Grass.
Just make sure it's setting up properly.
Stun again.
Yes, please. Okay,
Just
so
got me.
a bit softer, yeah. Excellent. Where's that? This one sets slightly off. Get you to do one more.
It's a bit hard.
You're nervous, are you?
No, just
Don't worry.
I feel like punching the black in.
Yeah. Alright.
Yeah.
See if it's after. That's it, excellent. Alright. So let's move to follow now, okay?
Okay.
So again, I'll reinforce the point that I just made there about like on school. If you want shorter backswing with a better delivery to the chest. Alright?
What? Screw.
No, follow this time, yeah?
I'll follow through.
Yeah. Good. Just set up straight for me, please.
Oh, straight.
Yeah, yeah.
That's cool. Inevitably.
Comes on here to think, no? Thanks, like Robin needs to come over and tell you. That's it. That's fine. Good. There's more, get to play for that number black from this side as well. Excellent. Alright, you can play the black from that.
Okay.
Alright, just a little bit more follow. Okay, so the follow seems to be pretty straightforward for you, okay? So now we'll have a look at the screw back. Okay. Alright. So, always with the screw back, make sure your cue is well chalked, yeah? So nice and relaxed, just try soft screw first. Alright.
Knows how I stick a red name.
So, again. Okay. So, just to point out for you here, that's where your Q-tip make contact, and that's where it's passed. And that's same on the first shot. So this is why we said it's vital that when you do play the screw shot, you need to get a decent bit of cue through the ball, or otherwise you're coming in steep, like this,
Wedge
and
it up.
it's stopping. So you're hitting the cue ball down, so that's what's causing it to get this jump, yeah? So you just go back through it. The point is for you on this. So timing is quite important on this one. I'll just demonstrate for you there again the timing involved. Okay, so it has to be quite relaxed, and the angle, if you come around to this side, you'll see from okay. So when you're bringing your hand through, you want to keep the cue angle. An important one is that if you let the cue too light on your grip, sometimes it can come off the cushion and push the Q-tip up. That's another reason that can affect your screw, yeah? So what you need to do here is, because you're quite close, so you need to hold that angle of the cue on the shot, yeah? Alright, so again, foot on the line, cue down, nice and vertical start. Right, bringing the cue back. Now we don't have to come through all the way back, because we're not playing a
Maybe not
power screw,
today,
we're just
maybe
playing a soft
tomorrow.
screw. So what I'd recommend is bring it back halfway, pause, and then play the shot. So I'll just show you that. So jump the cue, one cue length away, foot on the line of the shot, then foot into balance, holding the cue. So you can think in your mind the elbow slightly up, cue back, pause. Okay, so
Okay.
I'll do you one in real time there as well. So
So you actually put
foot on the line,
not loading tomorrow.
back,
John. And what's
into your back.
how much it cost a month?
Back, one in the angle. Okay.
Damn right that was.
Getting that cue right through the keyboard, yeah, that's the main thing. Alright, good. Just a little bit more pause there. Alright. Starting to feel more confident?
Yeah, yeah,
Alright,
definitely.
a little bit more.
Like for
Gotta get that follow through. Yeah.
Concentrate on the pause then.
Yeah, concentrate on the follow through for me this time. Make sure that cue comes past to your chest, yeah? Reduce the pace by a little bit as well, that's it. Okay. Alright, we'll move the pink now. We'll try something this side. We want to do it this side. We're on to this side. Get to one more.
brilliant.
That's better. Alright, so we'll move down to pink now, yeah? Nice and relaxed. That's it. Got it now. Alright. Chalk.
Lucky. Nah. That's it.
Excellent. Great work. That's better. Alright. Get you to come from this side. Across here. To this pocket now, yeah? Put it on line here. Good job. Alright. So just to show you the effects as well, when you increase the distance between the balls, you need to get a bit better cue and you need to get through the white more because it loses spin as it's going through. Alright, so you can see the screw going is less,
Yeah,
yeah?
yeah.
next Friday morning. We'll see.
Alright,
Okay.
try the black now.
We'll see. We'll get there.
You feeling a bit more confident now on that?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
That's what you represent, hello.
It's supposed to be high, yeah. But I used it as
Right, this one. Alright, that's better. Okay,
Okay.
so the keys from that exercise, whoops. Keys from that exercise are in the timing, yeah? So you want to get the follow through. Bring the cue back a little bit shorter, have a nice little pause there, and then get the follow through. Alright, give yourself that time with the pause, push the cue through. Alright? And just a bit of confidence as well. Alright? So
Yeah, I got better, didn't I?
yeah, you got better as it went on, definitely. So what we'll do now is we'll play the blue up and down the spots. And we'll just go back again to fundamentals again, yeah?
Okay.
Alright, and our straight ball. Straight cueing, yeah? So come back up to the D. So refresh your mind on the exercises. Play the blue off its spot up and down, yeah?
Hit the cue ball all the way back.
Hit the cue ball on the way back, yeah. So it's another great check here when you're doing the exercise. Your bridge hand, you can measure your bridge hand and the cue right to the cue, yeah?
What was that?
So you went across the blue that time. Alright. That one you hit a little bit softer at. And you notice that it was a lot more accurate, that one than the last one. So there's a cue. Nice job. Excellent. Alright.
Okay.
Okay, hit this one hard, yeah? So. Okay, so you can see the harder you hit the void, if you have any spin on there, or if you have any movement on the shot, it's much more difficult, okay? So that would be judging the pace of the shot. Alright, and it's a great tool because you can see that as you gradually improve, you'll be able to hit the ball harder and harder, and you'll be able to find your limits. As you hit the blue there and it comes back up, you'll be able to find your limits and how hard you can hit the ball before it starts to affect you greatly. Alright, so try it again one last time, a little bit softer, and we'll have a little discussion and a review of what we've learned.
It didn't get near the speed of the ones.
Alright, excellent. So, another use of this tool as well when you're doing the exercises, you can see, I like to use it from this side, just to let you know for your future reference. If you put the white
No.
on the brown spot,
No.
your bridge hand V on the D,
Always overdo
you
it.
can check that everything's queuing on line, yeah? So, the cue here, look, if you're to the side, you'll see the line, look. You can stand up and check. You can check that your V is on the D, and also what you can practice is, if you say this is 100%,
Sweet
you can start working on bringing the bridge head back 50, 75, 100. So as you bring it back, you can guess where you're, guess where you are and stand up and say, alright, is that 25 yards, 25, bring it back, is that 50 yards, 50. Alright, that's just a little,
Never go, never go.
if you play the same stroke with the consistency, if you play the same all the time, you let you build the consistency on that. Alright, so, yeah, you need a little bit of work on that follow through again, so, getting that cue right through to the chest. Is there any questions you have about what we've done? Is there any?
No, not really. No, I
You
understand.
understand everything that we've gone through?
Yeah, yeah.
So, exercise 1 was a red up and down. That was alright, it was kind of introduction to both stances. You know the difference. You're more happy with the traditional style. I really like the modern style. So just remembering now that when you set up and use these tools, try to incorporate them into the next exercises. The exercise is a little bit difficult. What you can do is make it easier. So it's take them over again, and then until you start getting more and more confident and from that. But yeah, I'd say what we've isolated in this is definitely the follow through, getting that follow through. A little bit of decision making, giving yourself options on that second exercise. Just thinking in your mind for where the next red is going. So if you pot that one, are you giving yourself the more options? Staying away from that centre line across here, because once you get on that centre line there, you're starting to get difficult shots on the red line.
Or around the table. On one to another then.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mike.
And then from the blues, pinks and blacks comes through follow. Punching is good on stone shots, but smoother with a nice pause and a good follow through is better for top spin. You can hit the ball much softer with the fundamental training across and get the same result. So by hitting the ball softer, it's easier to use, isn't it? So, alright, so yeah, we'll have a look at our review sheets now and yeah.
Okay, good stuff.
Alright.
Thank you, Sensei.
Yeah. Alright.
Watch them.